We've all heard the familiar phrase, the customer is always right. It's been in use since 1909 when Harry Gordon Selfridge, the founder of Selfridge's department store in London, used it to convince customers that they will get good service and to convince employees to give good customer service. But it might just be time to retire that phrase. One happiness expert argues if companies put their employees first, they will in turn put the customers first. Joining us now to discuss his viral blog post is Alexander Kjerulf, Chief Happiness Officer, author, and speaker from Copenhagen, Denmark. Alex, welcome.
Good to be here.
So how can the phrase, the customer is always right, actually lead to worse customer service?
Well, here's what happens in a lot of places that you have an employee, a store worker, a server in a restaurant trying to do their job, and you have a completely unreasonable customer making outrageous demands under the guise of, the customer is always right. As an employee, you try to enforce the rules and you try to do what's right, what the workplace is demanding of you. The customer goes over your head, says, I demand to speak to your manager. The manager gives the customer whatever they want. And as an employee, you're left feeling undermined and betrayed, and then makes you deeply unhappy. So ironically, what ends up happening is that a lot of customer service employees in a lot of different companies are feeling frustrated by these demands, these contradicting demands. And when you're unhappy at work, you can't give very good customer service. So ironically, this leads to worse customer service.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me, and I've actually experienced that to a certain extent. I mean, in your blog, you write a story about how the CEO of Southwest Airlines responded to one highly critical passenger by basically telling them to get lost. So should companies fear losing customers if they side with their employees?
I think that's the problem. That you're afraid that this customer will cause a stake, or this customer will go elsewhere. But here's the thing: those unreasonable customers are not even worth having. If you can take one of those unreasonable, rude, abrasive, abusive customers and send them to a competitor, that's actually the best thing you can do for your business, and a really good way to hurt your competitors.
Yeah, and I love that you say in the blog, some customers are bad for business. That's one of your points, number 3, which is really a very simple way of putting it, and I would venture to agree, having been on both sides of that. But Alex, you also write, on the other hand, when the company and management consistently side with customers instead of with employees, it sends a clear message that employees are not valued, treating employees fairly is not important, employees have no right to respect from customers, employees have to put up with everything from customers. So talk to us a bit about the downside for employees of this phrase.
Well, that's the thing. You end up feeling betrayed and frustrated. You're doing your best. You're just trying to enforce the rules as they're written in the company, and the company and managers keep undermining you. On the other hand, if managers get this right, it can be amazing. I've gotten so many great comments on this article, okay? And one lady wrote to me and said that I work in this store. It's happened 3 times now that, I've been abused by a customer, and my manager has come in and basically kicked that customer out, saying, you cannot treat my employees like that. And she ends the comment by writing, I would go through broken glass for this manager. I would go through broken glass for this company. And that's the thing. This is not rocket science, okay? If you treat your employees well, they will be happy at work. And we know from countless studies that happy employees give much better customer service. It's much easier to treat the customers well if you're having a good day at work, and if you're having a really bad day at work and you hate your job and you hate the manager and you hate the customers. It's really hard to give good customer service. You're going to have to fake it, and no one can fake that on a constant